Hi guys, welcome back to Defi Daily. Today we're going to talk about stablecoins and Bitcoin dominance. Because the point is that, have you ever stopped for a second trying to compare what happened in 2017 to what's going on right now? Because if you stop for a second and you try to do it, you will understand that the major difference is the role of stablecoins. Stablecoins in 2017, 2018, and so on, they were having just a small role. In this market, they are having a major role, and we will discuss together what is the role and most of all how it is changing completely the way that we have to measure the Bitcoin dominance and consequently also the way that we have to analyze this market. And let me say, guys, that this channel is about educational content. Nothing that we say here is a financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, do it, but please do also your own research first. And guys, if you enjoy this kind of content, remember to subscribe to the channel. If you want to stay always updated, also remember to press the ring bell button. And yes, if you enjoy it, please leave a big thumbs up, drop a comment. It really means a lot to us and can really help also other people to retrieve this kind of content. Okay, guys, let's start immediately. One of the most surprising things that we have seen in the last couple of weeks and days has been this dump into the Bitcoin dominance that has brought the Bitcoin dominance from 48 to the actual level that is 43%. And it's something that is quite surprising because while during the other bear market, every time we have seen just a Bitcoin dominance that was increasing. If we try to change here, we can try to check a weekly chart here, and you can see that this was the previous bear market. From here to here, we had the previous bear market. And as you can see, the Bitcoin dominance has gone up, specifically in the moment when the price of Bitcoin were going down. When the price of Bitcoin is suffering, usually altcoins are suffering even more, and they are recovering only in the moment when we have some kind of bull run rally, small relief rally during the bear market. In this case, it has been quite different because while the Bitcoin dominance has gone up at the beginning, so the first period, after that we had this big pump. In order to understand it, we need to understand what is the role of the stablecoins, because remember, guys, into this chart they are also taking in account all the stablecoins. So the market cap they are considering is not only the market cap excluded the stablecoins, but they are also considering them into the calculation. Just to give you an idea, if you try to use DeFi LLama just to understand what is the total market cap of the stablecoins, you will see that right now we are something like around 153 billion. Just to give you an idea, the 3 of August 2020 we were something like 13 billion. So it means that right now we are 12 times higher. But on the other side, if we try to compare the total market cap on the beginning of August, and we can use this chart here, the blue line represents where it was the market cap by the beginning of August. And as you can see, from here to the actual market cap, the value has gone up only by 2.5 times, while on the other side we have seen the stablecoins going up by 12 times. So it means that the level of impact, how stablecoins can affect the calculation about the Bitcoin dominance and so on, is so much higher right now, because stablecoins are not anymore something that you can ignore because they are a so small percentage of the overall market cap. Right now it means something like from 15 to 20% of the overall market cap it is covered by stablecoins, so the weight is quite high. So what I have been starting to wonder is, what would have been the real Bitcoin dominance volatility if instead of calculating it with the stablecoin included into the total market cap, we are trying to calculate it without the market cap of the stablecoins. In order to do it, I have been using this spreadsheet, and what I have done is taking the stablecoin market cap in 3 days: the 5th of May, the 11th of July, and the 4th of July. Just to give you an idea, the 5th of May was in the moment when this rally has started to go up. The 11th of June is the moment when the process has inverted, when we have seen altcoins recovering against Bitcoin, and the 4th of July, just where we are right now. On the other side, I have been taking the market cap, the stable market cap, just from DeFi LLama. So for example, here it was the peak of the 5th of May. Here we had the ones at the 11th of July, and the actual that is right now. And I have been repeating this process for the Bitcoin market cap, always using the data from, in this case, Bitcoin market cap. I have been taking the numbers from this chart here, and I have reported all of them into the spreadsheet. And at the end of the story, I have been calculating the dominance without stablecoin and with stablecoin. The dominance with the stablecoins is just the ones that you are seeing here. On the other side, the dominance without stablecoin is the one that I have been calculating through this spreadsheet. And as you can see, on 5th of May, the dominance without stablecoin should have been 47.47 against 41.79. On the 11th of July, the dominance without stable would have been 56.28 compared to a 48.35. And the 4th of July, the stablecoin should have been 52.49 against a 43.39. In order to better understand what has been the impact of stablecoin, I try to understand in each period, so from the 5th of May to the 11th of July, what has been the change in terms of percentage. So from the starting point, in this case it was 47.47, how much has grown in terms of percentage? And this percentage is 19%. So it means that from the 5th of May to the 11th of June, the Bitcoin dominance has increased by 19%. The same data, we can retrieve it if we try to use the dominance with stable. And in that case, we will see that instead of having a growth of 19%, we would have something like 16%. Same story applies for the second period, so from the 11th of June to the 4th of July. In this case, calculating it without stablecoin, we would have a decreasing into the Bitcoin dominance about 7%. On the other side, calculating it also including the stablecoin, we would have something like a decreasing by 10%. So as you can see, including stablecoins or not, including them, it is like increasing the effect, so the power of altcoins. And even if at the first glance it doesn't look like it's so a big difference, because if you try to compare 16 to 19, you're saying, okay, it's just 3 points, that's not so much. But in terms of percentage, 3 points on 16 means a difference of over-evaluating, or better in this case, under-evaluating the role of Bitcoin by 20%. On the other side, even worse is the moment when it was decreasing, because 3 point percentage, that is the difference between -7 and -10. On -7, 3 points means almost 40%. So it means under-evaluating the role of Bitcoin by 40%. The reality is that, yes, that's true that the Bitcoin dominance has gone down in the last couple of weeks and days, but on the other side, the effect of this downside would have been much lower if we had a market condition close to what we had during the previous bear market, where stablecoin had a role that was so small that you had the opportunity to ignore it. Right now, stablecoins are so big that we can't ignore them, at least if we want to compare the different trend lines from the previous bear market to this one. And it same applies in the moment when it was growing. The growth has been much bigger than what we have seen here. The growth has been another 20% more than what we have seen. The point is that having stablecoins that are reducing the effect of the movements of Bitcoin, it is not enabling us to see the overall story. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I don't want you to misunderstand this chart. This chart is not just telling that altcoins has been behaving better than Bitcoin during this last couple of weeks. Yes, they have been performing slightly better, but the real importance, the real power of Bitcoin is still much higher. And I think that it's really important to be aligned on that, because I don't want people to take too much exposure on altcoins without being aware that the Bitcoin dominance, unfortunately, due to this mismatching of the role of stablecoins, is not telling you the whole story. This chart should be much more extended, and the correction from this top to this low would have been much lower if the stablecoins were at the level that they was into the previous cycle. Another thing that I want to add about stablecoins is that I think that it's really positive to have them into this market, because if into the previous cycle, most of the people were just selling their cryptos in order to have back fiat. In this case, most of the people are just going from cryptos to stablecoins, and they are using them to farm, to try to increase, at least in a minimum percentage, the level of their yield. So I truly think that having stable coins that are increasing, as you can see, the circulating supply of stable coins have literally exploded into the last couple of years. And that's something that can really improve the experience, and can really also put the basis to a fast recovery, because funds will be already into the crypto space. Compared to what we have seen into the previous cycle, we don't have to wait to people to come back from their bank account back to cryptos, and after that buying the asset that they want to buy into the crypto space. In this case, we still have a decent amount. In this case, we are having something like 150 billion of stable coins that are into the system, that are ready to be used in order to buy other cryptos if it is needed. So guys, I hope that this spreadsheet help you to better understand what is the role of stablecoins and how to not be misled by this chart that unfortunately, I hope that TradingView will update us with another chart that is not including the stablecoins, because stablecoins are getting another nature, are something that should be, at least when you are calculating this kind of numbers, putting aside. If you are just calculating it all together, it will not give you the overall view, the real view about what's going on into this market. Guys, hope that this video will literally help you, and I hope to have been quite clear. If you have any questions, if you want to know more, some kind of more clarification, feel free to ask me into the comment section below, and I will be more than welcome to answer to you and to give you the help that you need. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a big thumbs up and drop a comment. It really means a lot to us, and I truly hope to see more likes into this video. And guys, thank you for following me. I will see you again tomorrow in another video. Bye guys.